Michigan, man. So, and that was when like Michigan was really bad, when like it was like bankrupt, like
Yeah.
the city was run down, people were robbing each other. So like, yeah. So my cousin, who's a cardiologist, was in New York, and he got married to his wife. She's also a cardiologist, but she's from Michigan, and she's like, listen, I'm not moving to New York to raise our family. You're gonna have to move to Michigan. So he calls me up. He's like, man, would you want to move to Michigan if I got you a good job? I was like, what kind of job? He's like, medical device sales. I was like, bro.
You couldn't think of the complete opposite what you were doing currently in Miami.
Bro, I can't even tell you a medical term. Like, I don't know, like, what am I supposed to do? You know, like, he's like, don't worry, they're gonna call you, interview you, and just be honest with them, and you'll be okay. I said, so then I found out how the medical device world works. You know, if these companies have a doctor that they love and that doctor loves them,
Yeah.
they'll do anything for him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he was using these devices that it was a startup company out of San Francisco, and he was one of their biggest users, right?
Okay.
And that's all they want is a doctor to use their device. So they hire these reps to basically kiss their ass just so the doctor can buy the devices. You know, that's why they give you the corporate card, go take them out to dinner, sponsor their lunch at the clinic, all of this stuff. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, bro. He's like, so they called me up and they're like, yo, tell us your story in 5 minutes. That call was like 45 minutes long. Next thing you know, they're like, okay, we're going to fly you up to Michigan and we're going to interview you in person. I was like, all right. So I go to Michigan, first time ever going there, never been there in my life.
Wait, question before you keep on. Are you code switching at this time, or you just being authentic? You being yourself?
No, I'm being myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm being myself.
All right.
So they're hiring
All right.
Fadie.
Yeah,
They're hiring
me.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I fly up to Michigan. They interview me in person. They're like, okay, we think we're going to give you this job. And do you have any questions? I was like, yeah. I was like, you guys said y'all interviewed 25 people for this job, and all 25 people got medical history. I don't have no medical history. I don't know anything. You know what I mean? I got to go study the whole anatomy book and everything. So I was like, why you want to hire me? And they were like, first of all, your cousin, put in the referral. Two, we love your energy, we love your vibe, and we know all doctors are gonna love the same thing that we love, you know. And three, you speak Arabic, and this whole region is Arabic doctors, so you can relate to them, you know. I was like, all right, fair enough. So boom, I got the job, making crazy money again, but coming from Miami to Detroit, like, you go on a date in Miami, the dinner's $500 like Dubai,
Yeah.
You go to dinner in Detroit, you buy the whole menu's $100,
So you was killing it. Fadie was killing it out there.
They really want to I'm like, oh man, this can't be true. So like, you go to Miami, a girl wants a freaking Hermes bag, Louis Vuitton bag. You go to Detroit, she wants a Michael Kors or a Coach bag.
I can do that. You can do that. Fadie's like, I can do this. This is great. So your money's staying up and the cost of living is going down.
Man, so like, I did it, man. But then, I found out like, man, like the value of money didn't bring me happiness, man. I was like, damn. Like, I'm making way more money than I was in Miami, but I'm not happy here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was miserable. Like, y'all know the Midwest. It's cold. It's gray all the time, Like, and I was like, man, I can't do this no more. So after 2 years, I hit them up and said, listen, I'm gonna have to resign, man. I can't do it.
And it was just simply because you weren't happy. You were making money at the time.
Yeah, I wasn't happy.
You were I think you mentioned you were like the #1 medical sales rep.
First year, I was like #1 rep in the country.
All right. So sorry about that.
So then I was like, man, I can't do it. And I was like, I can't go back to Miami because I'm not gonna go backwards in life,
Right.
And then at this point, I was like, like, whatever my mom wanted us, it was just, I started like understanding what people say, that at the end of the day, there's no one stronger than family. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like, and you don't realize that until you get older. When you're young, you hear you never want to hear things because you're all over the place, right? But then like the older you get, and you realize all the people that screwed you and all the people, you be like, damn, but the only people that stuck with me is my family. You know what I'm saying? And I used to always take them for granted. I used to never listen and this and that. and they're still here with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna take a chance and move to Dubai and be closer to my mom because she lives in Palestine.